Hi everyone. Now let's talk about why data structures are important in Python programming language. It's a very important question for us. So data structures are just the formats of storing data. See, if you observe any programming language, either C, C++ or Java, data structures are common. That means we need to store data in a proper way. So whatever the data is coming, then we need to design in such a pattern. Then we need to store the data for further analysis. Okay. So now data structures are just formats of storing data. So the name stands for here, data and structure. So that means data in a structure format. So that's why we can say data structures. Okay. And then these are used to collect the data in a particular fashion. So whatever the data is coming, then we can collect the data in a particular way. That means we have different data structures are there that I will explain. So we need to store the data in those format only. That means a particular fashion format, whatever the data is coming from there. So these are stored to be processed by the algorithms. So that means once we store the data in a proper way, then that will be used for to design an algorithms. That means, so if you in Python programming language, so we have some data structures like list, tuple, set. So if we store those formats, then behind algorithms will work like that, so to process the data. So there is no other alternative that we are storing the data out of designed syntax. Okay. And then data structures can be used for data manipulations. So the name stands for data manipulations. That means that we can insert the data, we can delete the data, we can append the data, and we can update the data. So that means the data manipulations can be easily done in Python data structures. So when you say algorithm plus data structure equal to program, so whatever the algorithm behind there, so if you are storing the data in a proper way, that algorithm will work in that whatever they have written algorithm inside. So those algorithms will work and to process the data, so that will execute. Okay. So that's why we can say algorithm and data structure should be equally job done, then only the program will run successfully. So that means here we can store in different way. So as per the data structures in Python, we can see few data structures are there. So those data structures can be easily store the data which is collected from outside. So that means, so let's see here, we have four important data structures in Python. Okay, those are, first one is list, tuple, and then set, and then dictionary format. These are the data structure. Whatever the data is coming from outside, then we can store either list format or tuple format or set format or dictionary format. So without knowledge of data structures, no one can implement any type of algorithm. So that means if you want to learn programming, then you want to implement an algorithm in your favorite language like Python or C, whatever. The first and primary step that you need to do, first you need to understand deep level about data structures. So make a habit of to learn data structures confident way, so to write the program. So it's not that much hard if you practice very well. So that means whatever you practice, the presence reflect on that. So that means when you are writing a program, if you want to store the data in a proper way, then only your work on the data. So if you are missing data structures knowledge, then the first step you are going to fail. Then once you load the data, you need to process the data, you need to analyze the data, you need to generate the reports. So that the flow we have. But if you are failing in the first attempt, then the whole program will be wasted. So that means we need to understand very carefully about data structures. Okay, so like list, tuple, set and dictionary. So we can see in the next class in detail about each and every data structure. Okay, so just be in touch with me to understand each data structure in a confident way. Thank you and see you in the next class.